Tokyo Colony 1 is probably the most overlooked part of the Culling games, and I can understand why, but I feel like its narrative importance gets overlooked. Specifically the section that focuses on Megumi and Reggie's fight. This did a lot for the world building of the Culling games. Just to start off, within this arc, we get emphasis on Megumi's first analysis being wrong. He always saw the main threat as the reincarnated sorcerers, but he never took into the account the toll it would have on the modern day sorcerers, which is shown by morality not being taken into the account by any modern sorcerer that's been met so far, because at this point ruthlessness has become the norm. And then with the introduction of Reggie, who I feel like is a really underrated villain. Sure, he doesn't have a very deep story or anything like that, but he's supposed to be a perfect description of what a sorcerer is. Reggie is a character who has an overwhelming sense of self and is crazy enough to achieve his goals by any means. Reggie is a physical embodiment of all the lessons that Megumi has been taught since Season 1. And as we see too, Reggie is somebody who thinks deeply about these games. He's already came to conclusions that most other people with a lot of time couldn't figure out. And he's already weeded out all the strategies of the colonies. But the description that we get from Reggie here also gives us a good description of what all the modern sorcerers have been going through. With the deadlock system that Kenjaku has in place, most of the modern sorcerers are getting weeded out by the reincarnated sorcerers who have plenty of experience. And seeing how this is a colony to colony thing, most people could not survive on their own. So with the full description of the deadlock system, it makes more sense why a character like Remy would be a part of this. For example, a character like Remy is somebody who lost her sense of self because of the rules that were set in place. So the deadlock system caused her to cling to somebody like Reggie who can offer her protection. You know, the same type of thing also happened to Rin too. But the point is that this system caused all the modern sorcerers that we know to throw everything away. So it either got to the point where they were as brutal as the former sorcerers, or they would have to do crazy things to survive the former sorcerers. And not just this, once Megumi makes this realization, he also conforms as well. Because the longer the fight goes on, the more we see Megumi become more like Reggie. He's now able to disregard lives and make cheap plays if it means the victory in the end. Then this especially becomes the case when he finds out he can't even reason with them anymore. Because when an attack goes off that shows that Remy is expendable to him, she still keeps fighting by his side. This shows the situation is bad to the point that even the idea of being protected outclasses what's actively being shown to her. So in all forms of the word, Reggie has made the people around him tools. And we know this frustrates Megumi because he usually hates this style of thinking. But he realizes after this that there's no point in trying to change it, so he also conforms to the games as well. Because the games just don't evolve you as a fighter, they evolve you as a sorcerer. Which means thinking like one is the only way to survive. And during this arc, we get the most creative use of the 10 shadows as well. This really just shows how much this opponent is pushing Megumi. And in most of his other fights, IQ was something that he was fully guaranteed. But with someone like Reggie who's on his IQ level, this forced Megumi to adapt